Hello everyone, and I'm sure based off the thumbnail or maybe the title, you clicked on this video like, what is he going to talk about? Well, I'm going to talk about what the Steelers are doing this season. Because it took me a while to figure out why I didn't like this offseason. It took me a while to figure out why the few moves I did like, why did I like them? And it took me so long to understand, why are they pursuing Aaron Rodgers? Then it clicked in my head of what they are doing. This is not a team that's trying to go out and win a Super Bowl. They're not trying to win a playoff game this year. I don't even think they're trying to make the playoffs necessarily. I think they are trying to have a less than standard Pittsburgh Steelers season. Because I look at this roster. I look at who they signed in free agency. I look at how they did that. I look at who they lost and how they manipulated the cap and all that. And it's led me to thinking, they're okay losing this year. They're okay taking their lumps. Because this is not a team built for anything besides rebuilding, retooling. And it finally made sense after the Pickens trade to me. Now, let's go off the record. There were two moves I really liked this offseason. One was letting Najee Harris walk. Two was trading George Pickens. Because neither of them were in your future. Neither of them were going to help you in the long run. You can say George Pickens is young, yada, yada, yada. He was not going to be on the team in 2026. And he was not going to get you a good comp pick. I was arguing with that for a while. They traded him, got a third-round pick. I think that's better than what they would have gone for a comp pick if he did get them a comp pick, because I believe he is never going to be a guy a team is ever going to be willing to pay. So we look at all of these moves, and it comes back, well, why are they pursuing Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is not what he once was, to say the very least. He has had a lot of injuries. Age has taken his toll on him. And quite frankly, he is not viewed fondly outside of some circles in football. And I like to think Mike Tomlin's a smart guy. I like to think that because he typically knows what he's doing. He knows how to win. He knows how to get the most out of his players. And I don't think you can get anything out of Aaron Rodgers at this point because he's shot. He's not what he once was, and it happens to everyone. And you also don't bring in a guy who isn't that elite level player anymore with his media baggage. It's a lot of outside noise you don't want brought in. So why would they do that? Well, Rodgers wasn't the best player last year for the Jets. He wasn't. And you can tell me his numbers improved down the stretch. His numbers improved after they brought in Davante Adams. Aaron Rodgers was bailed out by Garrett Wilson, Davante Adams when I watched those games back. And I watched a lot of those games back. And let me tell you, they were not fun to watch. It left very, very little to be desired for a team wanting Aaron Rodgers. And it was to the point I'm thinking, Mason Rudolph is probably the better quarterback now. Because not only does he have more natural athleticism, more escapability, because Rodgers really did not have any escapability last year, and be putting him behind a young offensive line that's yet to prove itself, but also he just doesn't carry the baggage. So that left me thinking more and more, why do the Steelers want him? Why? And I looked at one source of misery in my life, because I am a Pittsburgh Pirates fan. Being a Pirates fan is not fun. It's torturous. But I also realize the Steelers are almost following the Pirates' path. Kicking the can down the road for next year. Paying the piper later on. Now, with what the Pirates do, is they don't really try all that much. They sign guys to one-year contracts who are replacement level at best, probably not most of the time. And they do that to save face. Hey, we brought in guys. They do that to, hey, look, we may have a fun team. Come buy tickets to games. Oh, we have these young prospects. Don't worry, these prospects are coming up. They're going to take over. You're going to want to come pay and see them. That's what this Rodgers thing feels like. It feels like a team that's bringing in him because it can sell fans on, hey, we might be competitive. We're bringing in Aaron Rodgers. He's won a bunch. And some fans will look at that and be like, yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers. I'll buy my ticket. I'll go see them play. And you don't see that hit take in tickets. And People can say what they want. I don't necessarily think Steelers fans can handle a losing season. At least preparing for a losing season. I don't think it. I've seen it time and time again with Pittsburgh sports. I am a Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates fan. The Penguins this year were not going to be good. I tried to talk myself into them being better because I love Sidney Crosby, but they weren't going to be good. The Penguins didn't even have a bottom record, but based off how the fans are crying out, you would think they were the worst team in the league. And I think that's a lot of reasons of Pittsburgh fans are very spoiled. Outside of the Pirates, the Steelers and Penguins are usually great. They're usually on top. But every once in a while, you have to lose to get a good draft pick. In the Steelers' case, they need a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers cannot be a starting quarterback for a serious NFL team. I'm sorry, he can't. Every now and then he might have a throw that makes you go like, oh my God, it's Aaron Rodgers. But like the 95% of the time, it's either, oh wow, he got bailed out, or oh wow, he is not good anymore. And that's with where he's at. And the Steelers had probably at least one better quarterback. It depends how you want to view Justin Fields versus Rodgers. I would say Russell Wilson played better than Rodgers last year. You can argue with a wall on that. I will defend it because I saw Russell Wilson do more impressive things with Van Jefferson as his number 2 wide receiver than Aaron Rodgers did with Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson. Aaron Rodgers is not going to have a Garrett Wilson-esque player. DK Metcalf, good player. He is not Garrett Wilson. I don't even know if DK Metcalf is as good as current-day Davante Adams. That's something I very much considered. And I just don't know, to be exactly honest. I could see an argument that Davante is still better. And I look at all these things on paper, and then I look at how the Steelers handle their offseason. 1-year contracts, guys who are cut, letting guys who could get you comp picks walk, and signing the cut players so they don't affect comp picks. This is not a team that's interested in winning this year. It's just not. They might tell it to the fans. They might be like, oh, hey, we're trying to win. Just know, they're not. They're okay losing this year. Do I think they will be a bottom team in the league? No, I think Mike Tomlin's too good of a coach. But I don't think they're gunning for this division spot. I don't think they're gunning for a playoff win. I think they're okay taking their lumps this year. And that's fine because it's for the betterment of the franchise. A losing season's not the end of the world, and it's probably something the Steelers desperately need. And the sooner it happens, the betterment. And before anyone says, well, listen, they can trade up. They need a quarterback, but they can trade up. Yes, they can. But you want the best quarterback prospect you can get. You trade up from, I believe they picked, it was 21 this year, and that was as a 6 seed. 7 seed, you could pick 20. Fully get that. You're still trading up a lot of assets to get a quarterback because we have seen that raise more and more, especially if this class is considered good by NFL teams. It will cost you an arm and a leg to move up. We're talking future first. We're talking seconds. We're talking thirds. It will take a lot more. That's why I think the Steelers have done the offseason this way, as in the worse they are, the less ammo it takes up to get a quarterback, meaning you can build around the quarterback with more draft picks, more ammunition in the future. This is not a team trying to win. This is a team okay with losing. If they win, fine. But if they lose, they're fine with that too. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know this wasn't the biggest in-depth analysis thing. This is me more or less venting as a Steelers fan who is very much not a fan of this offseason. Honestly, I could probably break it down in an hour video of all the missteps I believe my team took this past offseason, and just, man, I'm starting to question the management course of this team, including the draft. But thank you very much for watching. If you like this, hit that like button if you're new, subscribe, and hey, if you disagree with me, go down in the comment section, tell me what you think. Thank you very much for watching again. Stay tuned for more content. I have more NFL draft content coming up here soon. I got some NBA content coming up, and have a great day.